You, and that's you?
Yes.
Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Welcome. Good morning. How are you?
I'm doing well. When you said
Well, thank you for asking. Good. State your name, please.
my name is Tina Porter.
Thank you, Ms. Porter. You're on case 2404667. People State of Michigan, Tina Marie Porter. Hearing for the people.
Good morning, Your Honor. Lisa Coyle appearing on behalf of the people.
Judge, good morning to the Honorable Court. Good morning to your staff. Good morning, Ms. Coyle. Philip Reagan on behalf of Ms. Porter. That's the way the formal reading stand mute, she's been advised of her rights.
Thank you. Court waive formal reading under plea of not guilty. Ms. Porter, I'm scheduling a pretrial date via Zoom. You must attend on Friday, January 31st, 8:30, 36 District Court, Judge Jones. Understood?
Yes.
And if we're not guilty, waive formal reading as the bond from the people.
Your Honor, I see no capious history on this. This is from November 25th of 22, was issued 2 years later. I do not see any other drinking and driving offenses. No objection to a $20,000 personal bond in this matter.
No objection.
Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Reagan, by the way.
Ms. Coyle.
Ms. Porter, I appreciate that you've surrendered yourself to the court to address this allegation. I'm also unaware of any previous alcohol-related driving conviction. This allegation, as stated, took place back in 2022. Warrant not having been signed until 2024. After hearing advocacy from both parties, their recommendation will be followed. Ms. Porter, bond is going to be set at a $20,000 personal bond. You don't have to post any money. Show up to court, and during this bond, there is no use of any alcohol, no illegal controlled substance. You're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon, no weapons, and no driving at all unless you have a valid driver's license. Is that all understood?
Yes. I just have one question. They gave me a permit to drive on, like for me to go to work. I've been carrying this permit for the last 2 years.
So what's your question?
I'm allowed to drive to work, and because I do have to go to work to provide for myself and.
So what's your question?
Am I able to drive?
Okay, the Secretary of State controls your driving privileges.
Mhm.
And so you'd have to contact the Secretary to say, I'm not hindering or impeding your ability to drive.
Oh,
That's up to the I'm saying no driving without a valid license.
okay.
And if the Secretary of State has you on some type of restrictions, you have to follow their direction.
Oh, yeah, no, they
so,
don't.
but
I
if-
have a valid driver.
That's up to you. That's between you and the Secretary of State. At this point, I'm allowing you to drive. There's no drinking alcohol for any reason. Understood?
Oh, understood.
Any other questions, ma'am?
Not at all.
You'll be directed from the officer from this point. Just have a seat.
All right, thank you. Have a great rest of your day.
You too. Thank you. Mr. Payne, come on up. sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Morning, how are you? I'm good. Thank you for asking. This case 250444123, People State of Michigan versus Charles Stanley Payne. Mr. Payne.
Your Honor, Philip Reagan on behalf of Mr. Payne, waive the formal reading stand mute. He's been advised of his rights, Judge. Yes. Good morning, Mr. Reagan.
Morning, Your Honor. Morning, Mr. Reagan. Samuel A. Ragnan, P23-157 on behalf of the people.
All right, thank you both. Good morning too. Again, you got that phone shut off this time, right, Mr. Payne? Okay, no worries. Court? No worries, thank you. Court waive formal reading under plea of not guilty. Mr. Payne, I'm scheduling a pretrial date via Zoom. You must attend Friday, January 31st at 8:30, 36 District Court, Judge Jones. Understood? Not guilty, please enter it on your behalf as the bond from the people.
This is the first offense that I found for Mr. Payne is drinking and driving. We'll ask for a $25,000 personal bond, though. Thank you.
No objection, Judge.
Mr. Payne, I appreciate that you surrendered yourself to the court to address this allegation. It's a serious allegation, Mr. Payne. I've reviewed the investigator's report. This incident took place back in 2023. Unaware of any previous convictions, alcohol and driving related. For those reasons, having you surrendered yourself, I'm going to follow the recommendation as in it's going to be set at a $20,000 personal bond. During this bond, Mr. Payne, there is no use of any alcohol, period. no illegal controlled substance. You're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon, no weapons. And there's to be no driving unless you have a valid driver's license. Do you understand all of that? Do you have any questions on your court date or your bond conditions, sir? You'll be directed from the officer from this point. Have a good day. Be safe. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Get your hands down. Yep, you too. Thank you, officer. Yep, thank you. No, you're fine. Let's keep the hands down off the back.
I mean, it's his district. It's misdemeanor.
Good morning. Who do we have? Good
My
morning.
name is Charles.
Yep.
My name is Charles Dinkins.
Good morning, Mr. Dinkins. Mr. Dinkins, you're going to be interviewed by defense counsel. So just give us a moment. Once defense counsel is ready, they're interviewing someone else. I'm going to put you into a private breakout room, Mr. Dinkins. You'll speak with your counsel. They'll answer whatever questions you have, and then we'll proceed with your arraignment. It should hopefully be shortly, okay?
Can you please tell what the charge is, sir?
That's what that's what one of the many things the attorney's going to tell you. And then if you want me to answer your questions, we're on the record, we'll do that. But let's give the opportunity for your defense counsel to speak with you in a private setting. And then they'll answer a lot of those questions for you. If not, I'll answer them once we call the case, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna put you back into the waiting room. Just be patient. You'll be heard in just a moment. Morning, DDC.
Hello, Your Honor, can you hear us?
Good morning. How are you, DDC? Good morning. Good to see you, sir. At your pleasure.
Copy that.
Blake Jones, how can I help you?
I'm trying to see about case number 24059460001.
What is that?
It says 36th district. It said I got a warrant. Well, it don't say warrant, it say WRNT.
So why did you zoom into my docket, Mr. Jones? What do you look, do you have a case scheduled or what are you looking for?
Arraignment.
Okay. Why did you zoom into this courtroom?
It say arraignment.
Okay, 1 second, give us that, 1 second, I wanna give us that case number again, go ahead. 1 second, Madam Clerk's logging into the system. Go ahead with the case number again, Mr. Jones.
24059460001.
Okay, you have a warrant, Mr. Jones, so you need to surrender yourself or address that, contact the criminal division. It's not scheduled today, but you do have a warrant for your arrest. You need to address that. Either surrender yourself to the Detroit Detention Center or contact the criminal division to set up a court hearing.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Claudia. Your name, sir?
Robert Sanchez.
Thank you, Mr. Sanchez. Good morning. Here for a couple of reasons, Mr. Sanchez. We're gonna go through them one at a time. First, you have a warrant for your arrest for failing to appear at 36th District Court where you'll be released on a personal bond, no dollar amount, scheduling a pretrial date via Zoom. You must attend February 25th, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Archer. Understood? Via Zoom. As with any criminal matter, Mr. Sanchez, you have a right to remain silent. Anything that you say orally or in writing can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney when present at questioning and at all future proceedings. If you cannot afford an attorney, the court will provide you one at the public's expense. Did you hear and understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
Ticket SD 1125353, October 19, 2020, no insurance misdemeanor, an '08 Dodge. It's a misdemeanor that carries up to a $500 fine and or 93 days in jail as a maximum fine and penalty. Recall those warrants, set aside caveats, not guilty plea is continued. As a reminder, Mr. Sanchez, you have a personal bond, no dollar amount, pretrial via Zoom, February 25th, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Archer. Mr. Sanchez, state your full name again. You have an additional case.
Ivan Sanchez.
Thank you. This is case 200588110, People State of Michigan versus Raul Ivan Delfino Sanchez. Appearance for the people.
Samuel A. Ragnan for the people, Your Honor.
I don't have no order appointing anything.
And Philip Reagan appearing on behalf of Mr. Sanchez,
No
who is
order
present
appointing.
and ready for a writing report. Judge, this case looks like it's a Judge Holmes case. It looks like it was a remand for Judge Holmes.
Thank you. This is a remand for Judge Holmes for
It looks
Sanchez.
like as of September 10th, 2021, the register of action is Judge Holmes, no bond order.
Okay, all right, thank you. One moment, please.
Unless I'm wrong, Judge. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Well,
Demanded for her docket on Friday at 9:30 from the people. Mr. Reagan, you're on mute if you wanted to respond to that.
No objection, obviously.
Judge, I apologize. What did you say? I apologize when I was contacting Judge Holmes.
I just spoke, you indicate this was a Judge Holmes case. I just stepped over to her courtroom and spoke with Judge Holmes. And
Okay.
I explained that what you stated, and she indicated she wanted him remanded to the jail and a matter set on her docket Friday at 9:30.
Okay, Judge. Now I noticed that the judge of record is Kenyatta Jones. So I don't know if Judge Holmes was standing in. I'm trying to find out if he's actually in drug court or if she was just standing in setting bond at that point.
That's important. Yeah. All right, one moment. We're gonna check out the ROA.
Hey, Judge. Okay.
All right, we're checking.
It looks like he was part of the program, Judge, when I just spoke with Madam Clerk. And we ran the case number, so.
Okay. Okay, yep, well, Judge Holmes indicated she would like this remanded to the jail, and this will be set at 9:30 Friday on her docket.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. So, Mr. Sanchez, this is based on your failure to appear. I have no authority to change the bond. I spoke with Judge Holmes, and that was her order. So the bond is set as Judge Holmes ordered. It's going to be remanded. You'll be sent to the jail, and the matter will be heard via Zoom at 9:30 a.m. on Friday in front of Judge Holmes. Mr. Sanchez, do you have any questions on your court dates or court date?
No, sir.
Your Honor, whenever the court is ready, I'm ready on Gillen Water.
Okay, I'll put you back in a breakout room. We have Dinkins, if you could interview him.
Okay, can we just do Mr. Gillen Water real quick first, because there's a which might be a situation.
Okay, all right. Mr. Jenkins, I'm going to put you into a breakout room next with your counsel. Good morning, Mr. Gillenwater. State your full name, please.
Good morning. My name is Charles Hubert Gillenwater the second.
Thank you. This is case 1505950 People State Commissioner Charles Gillenwater appearance.
Jennifer Douglas for the people.
Thank you.
Jessica Shive on behalf of Mr. Gillenwater, P number 81798. Mr. Gillenwater waives formal reading, understands his constitutional rights, and stands mute.
Thank you. This Friday, 9:30. The court will recall any warrant, waive formal reading, set aside capias. I'm scheduling probable cause in person, February 19th, 9 a.m. Judge Edwards, Third Circuit Court. Understood, Mr. Gillenwater?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Not guilty plea is entered, waiving the formal reading, recalling any capias as the bond from the people. It's currently set at a remand.
Your Honor, the last thing I saw in the register of actions was different, but you have the order. I believe perhaps Ms. Shibe has something she wanted to say.
And thanks, Ms. Douglas. And what is the last thing that you saw? Because unfortunately, we were unable to look this up, and I have been in contact with the attorney. I know what's going on, but what's the last thing you saw so I know where to start with?
I
The
saw
order I
11
have,
oh.
sorry, go ahead.
I was just going to say the register of actions on my court was showing 11,000 personal.
What date was that?
The date that the capias was September 18th of 2015.
Okay, I have the order in front of me and it's a remand on that date, on September 18th, 2015.
I would say by way of just information, I did see that Mr. Gillenwater had two cases, one that ended in 502 and one ended in 503. He had a capias for the same date in the case that ended in 502, but he was arraigned on that. And it looks like they just didn't call this case at the same time. So I don't know if Ms. Shive has had if the judge is going to hear this or says that they don't have time to hear this. But that's what I saw on my court, is that he had two at the same time. He capias on both the same day. And then one, he ended up getting arraigned on the capias, but the other one doesn't appear to have been called that day.
Thank you, Ms.
you.
Douglas. So,
That
Your
makes
Honor, I do have some information that may help. So, Mr. Gillenwater turned himself in today. The reason why he turned himself in today is because that's correct. He has this other case that he's been in front of Judge Edwards all year on. He is represented by attorney Don Johnson, who I just called and spoke to, and he verified everything that Mr. Gillenwater told me as well. So, and Mr. Gillenwater doesn't know the prosecutor, and I can't reach that prosecutor, but the prosecutor told him, turn yourself in so then these cases can be linked because they're supposed to be linked. And he's been in front of Judge Edwards all year, which is weird. And he was just in front of him because then they would have taken care of, the remand.
The prosecutor I have, at least on the ROA, is Sharon Greer, just to let you know.
Okay.
And
so
I go ahead, Magistrate Shive. As you know, I have no authority to change this bond, so continue.
correct, but it's our understanding that the clerks are supposed to contact those clerks. So can somebody contact Judge Edwards?
This is
courtroom?
Judge Edwards at Third Circuit. I'm not aware of any process at Third Circuit.
So what's the procedure? Because this is an individual who we now.
Well, the procedure would be is to
personal
reach out
bond.
to Judge Edwards and file a motion, just like as the law indicates.
Well, we were told not to do that anymore.
Well, you're not the counsel. He has retained counsel. I thought you said on this one,
Not
regardless.
on this matter. This matter, we're representing him.
Okay.
So would this follow the process of the clerk contacting Judge Edwards' clerk? No. Okay.
One moment. Okay, thank you for your patience. I've got clarification. So this matter, no, I don't have authority. The matter is going to be continued as a remand. And once this matter has been adjudicated prior to court date or whenever, councils can file appropriate motions as authorized by law.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, so Mr. Gillenwater, I have no authority to change this bond. It was set as a remand for your failure to appear back in 2015. That remand is going to be continued. You have a court date as stated in person, February 19th, 9 a.m. Judge Edwards at Third Circuit Court. Do you have any questions on your court date or bond conditions, sir?
And Mr. Gillenwater, we'll see what we can do because the court doesn't have authority. So we'll see. I'm gonna stay in contact with your attorney to see because I understand the situation. Okay.
I have a minor at home. How,
I know.
What's that, sir?
He has a minor at home and the prosecutor told him, turn yourself in, it's a personal bond and you'll be out. And now he's stuck and he has a minor at home with no other parent at home because he was, the courts are not, I mean, I don't want to speak for courts, but it looks like there's some community.
He has a minor at home. I mean, even if he was given a personal bond, he's surrendering himself. He doesn't know what's going to happen when he surrenders himself to a jail on a warrant. So he should have those things taken care of. I mean, there's no guarantee
He
what's
just
going to
followed-
happen.
Okay, we understand. He just
I'm just
followed
talking
what
about
the
a minor.
prosecutor told him.
Right, okay, and I'm just
Thank you.
following the law. I have no authority
Thanks.
to change the bond as I stated.
Thanks.
Anything else from the APA or Magistrate Shad?
No,
No,
thank
Your
you.
Honor.
Mr. Gillenwater, you've heard what counsel stated. Do you have any questions, Mr. Gillenwater?
no, sir.
All right, good luck, sir. All right, Magistrate Shive, I'll put you in a breakout room with Dinkins.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Dinkins, you're gonna get in a private breakout room with your counsel. Thank you. We're back. Is that Ms. Dorsey? No, Ms. Dorsey, come on up. All right, officer on Mr. Dinkins, just accept that breakout room so he can speak with his attorney. I just sent you a request.
I went to hit the button, but it disappeared and we rejoined.
What's that?
I went to press the button to join the breakout room, but it disappeared and we rejoined the main session.
All right, one moment. All right, and then Mr. Reagan, we're gonna handle this last in person, Ms. Gillenwater. Just 1 second, let me see if I can get them squared away. They had some problems, counsel, so let me try this again.
Good morning.
Morning. All right, try it. All right. Good morning, Ms. Dorsey. How are you? Good. 1 second. We're here on case 25044-101, People State of Michigan for Stephanie Levette Dorsey, parents for the people.
Magnin for the people, Your Honor.
Celebrate on behalf of Mr. Dorsey, Your Honor, we begin the exercise of her rights.
Thank you. Court waive formal reading and her plea of not guilty. Ms. Dorsey, I'm scheduling a pretrial via Zoom. You must attend January the 30th, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Bryant. Understood?
Understood.
Not guilty. Please enter it on your behalf as the bond from the people.
This incident happened back on July 30th, 2023, when the defendant was driving a vehicle and was involved in a rollover crash going across lanes, and banks until the car rolled over. She blew 0.27 and 0.26. And I tell you that because it's obviously a very serious situation, but there's been nothing since this time. So we're asking for a $25,000 personal bond. Thank you.
No objection.
Thank you. Thank you both. Ms. Dorsey, this is a very serious allegation. It is not assaultive. I've reviewed the investigator's report. I appreciate you surrendering yourself to the court to address this allegation. I'm setting bond, given your lack of history, at a $20,000 personal bond. During this bond, there is no use of any alcohol, no illegal controlled substance. You're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon, no weapons, and no driving unless you have a valid driver's license. Understood? Do you have any questions on your court date or bond conditions?
No.
Good luck and have a good day. You'll be directed from the officer from this point.
Thank you, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, DDC, thank you. Sir, what's your name?
Daryl Walton.
Thank you, Mr. Walton. Good morning, sir. One moment. All right. Mr. Walton, you're here for a matter. We have a warrant for your arrest on case 2404418, People State of Michigan versus Daryl Maurice Walton, parents for the people.
Jennifer Douglas for the people, P72748.
Thank you.
Wait, on behalf of Mr. Walton, wait for her to stand mute. She has been advised of her rights. I mean, he has been advised of his rights, Judge.
No worries. Court recall warrant set aside Capius entering a not guilty plea. Mr. Walton, I'm scheduling a pretrial via Zoom. Strike that. That's going to be in person. You must attend in person. Understood? All right. Mr. Walton, pretrial via Zoom, January 30, strike that, in person, Judge Austin Garrett, January 31st, Friday, in person, Judge Austin Garrett. Understood, sir? Understood, Mr. Walton? In person hearing, January 31st. Not then a recall warrant set aside Capius. Thank you. As to the bond that currently sits by Judge Austin Garrett, $750 cash surety tether must appear in person, highlighted as to that bond, APA Douglas.
Your Honor, the people would ask for this bond to stay the same. This is a situation where Mr. Walton has been missing for about 7 months now. Your Honor, and given the assaultive nature of this case, I actually remember this case because I did the arraignment. Your Honor, I'd asked for money, but he was given a high personal bond, and now we have him failing to appear. So we do think that there's a demonstrated flight risk, and so, Your Honor, we are asking for that bond to stay the same.
Judge, we are asking the respectfully court to grant a personal bond. The court has given a date of the 31st for Mr. Walton to appear in person. Judge, I think he got very, very confused about the court date. There might be some other issues going on. But I would point out, Judge, he understands this is the case. It's about a year old. He does understand. We did talk to him about coming to court, taking care of this situation, Judge, and trying to put it behind. We're asking for a personal bond now. I think he does understand. I don't think he has any criminal history, Judge, or Capius history that I know of outside of what has been stated on the record.
Okay, is he employed?
He's on Social Security disability, Judge. He gets a disability check, so he's not working.
That $750 cash here to be unaffordable?
It would be unaffordable, Judge. That is correct.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Walton, not only is it a serious allegation, assaultive as well, but also you have a Capius history. You've had the opportunity on a personal bond. You previously were on a personal bond when you failed to appear last year. And then when you failed to appear, the judge issued a warrant as indicated 750 cash surety GPS tether must appear in person. And that's highlighted twice. After review of the investigator's report, not only is this a very assaultive allegation, I have high concerns regarding your intention to appear, as you've been previously released on this matter on a personal bond, and you've demonstrated that you do not listen to the court orders. And for those reasons, that bond set by Judge Austin Garrett is going to be continued in the amount of $750 cash surety with the GPS tether, placing you under house arrest. Again, this is an in-person hearing. During this bond, there is no use of any alcohol, no illegal controlled substance. You're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon, no weapons. Do not go anywhere near the Shiawassee apartment in the city of Detroit, that street. Stay away from that area or premises, and no contact with the complaining witness, Ms. Boyd. That's no contact of any kind, orally and writing, through a third party at their place of residency, employment, or through any forms of social media. Absolutely no contact with Ms. Boyd. Again, if you are able to make bond prior to release, you'll be fit with the GPS tether. That'll place you under house arrest. You're not to leave your residency for any reason unless court ordered. If you go anywhere near Ms. Boyd or her residence, that's a violation of the court's bond. Subject to get you picked up without a warrant, have your bond conditions forfeited and or revoked. Again, you only to leave for court ordered dates or medical reasons. According to counsel, that's an unaffordable bond, Mr. Walton. So I'm scheduling an unaffordable bond redetermination hearing 2 days from today, January 23rd, 2025, 9 a.m. via Zoom. Chief Judge McConaughey or someone in his stead. At that date, if you're unable to post a bond, Mr. Walton, you'll see the chief judge with counsel present have an opportunity to re-argue bond if you're unable to post before that date. Do you have any questions on your court dates or bond conditions?
No.
Good luck, Mr. Walton. Show up. Good morning. Thank you, Mr. You say Spite?
Derek Evans White.
White. Thank you. Good morning, sir. One moment. Derek White. And counsel, were you able to interview?
Yes, Judge. Mr. White has 2 cases, I believe.
Right. No, I was talking about the Wayne County. I apologize. I see that she kind of jumped out of there quick and then left the chair. Were you able to interview? No.
No,
Why not? Were they in the interview or?
nobody brought them. Okay, there
Okay.
he is now.
There he is. Okay.
All right, sir, we're gonna try this a third time.
Okay, thank you, sir, so much.
No worries. I don't think it's your issue. All right. All right, Mr. White, you're for a couple of reasons, sir. We're gonna go through them one at a time. First, you have
Bounced out of there,
some
Judge.
awards for your
Bounced out of there,
arrest.
Judge. Sorry to interrupt you, Judge. Bounced out. He bounced out.
All right.
Your Honor, every
Officer-
time I press the join button for the breakout room, it returns me immediately to you.
Yeah, it's never happened before, so it must be on your end. I've been using it all morning with other divisions, even in your facility, and it's worked just fine. Is there another room that you could bring him to possibly, or I'll try again if you'd like, but he needs to-
Try again, I can't take them off this housing unit.
Okay. Like I said, I've used it other times in your facility today, so let me try once again. Okay, Mr. White, first, we're gonna handle some matters. We have warrant for your arrest for failing to appear. On this matter, you're going to receive a pretrial and a personal bond, no dollar amount. I'm scheduling a pretrial via Zoom. You must attend February 25th, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge King. Understood?
Yes, I understand.
Thank you, Mr. White. As with any criminal matter, sir, you have a right to remain silent. Anything that you say orally or in writing can and will be used against you in a court of law. You do have the right to an attorney, one present at questioning and at all future proceedings. If you cannot afford an attorney, the court will provide you one at the public's expense. Did you hear and understand your rights, sir?
Yes.
Thank you, Mr. White. This is on ticket SP 1582581. Mark, strike that May 30th, 2024, indecent exposure. This is a misdemeanor allegation that carries up to a $500 fine and or 93 days in jail is a maximum fine and penalty. Recall warrant, set aside caveats, enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. As a reminder, pretrial via Zoom, February 25th, 2025, 8:30, Judge King. Understood?
Yes, understand.
Thank you. You have two additional matters. Mr. Reagan, any objection calling them together?
No objection, Your Honor.
Any objection from the people?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, Mr. Reagan, now I see that that Wayne County is in a breakout, but your colleague has left and now she's nowhere in the breakout nor in the courtroom.
Let me check something, Judge, real quick.
All right, Mr. White, you have two matters. We're gonna call them together, sir. State your name one more time. State your full name again, Mr. White.
Derek Evans White.
Thank you, sir. And these are two cases on 2404447 People's State of Michigan versus Derek Evans White, also known as Michael Jordan, and case number 990558873 People's State of Michigan versus Derek White.
Yeah,
One
I'm
moment.
sorry, but they're still in the same breakout room, just like, but they're the only one in that breakout room. And they keep.
All right, she's not, all right, counsel, we're gonna continue. Go ahead, counsel for Mr. White, Mr. Reagan.
Lisa Coyle appearing on behalf of the people.
Mr. White, waive the reading, stand mute, has been advised of the judge.
For a waive formal reading on their plea of not guilty on each matter. Mr. White, I'm scheduling a pretrial on both via Zoom, February 3rd, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Bryant. Understood?
Yes.
Not guilty plea on each, as the bond from the people. And Mr. Reagan, I'm just gonna let you know, your colleague is not anywhere in this breakout room. There's one person and she's nowhere in the waiting room. She's not anywhere in the court. So wherever she is, she's not in anywhere that she can assist the court, just to let you know.
So I'm gonna take, so
As the bond from the people, as the bond from the people.
Your Honor, the 99 case is from January of 99. I do not see a KPS history, no objection to personal bond. And as well as to the March of 24, no objection to a personal bond, no contact with any Myers.
Thank
no
you.
objection, Judge.
All right, Mr. White, these are both serious non-assaultive allegations. One of them is back in 1999. And so on that case ending in 7301, I'm going to follow both parties' recommendation, given the age and nature of this allegation, lack of assaultive history. Bond will be set at a $5,000 personal bond. During this bond, there's no use of any alcohol, no illegal controlled substance. You're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon. No weapons. Do you have any questions on your court date or bond conditions on that matter, Mr. White?
No.
Quick second, come here. Come here. I'm just telling you. 1 second, everybody. She's nowhere in here. It's 1A. And I put her in here and she disappeared.
'Cause
So she,
look,
I know what
I
you're
know,
telling
I
me.
just-
I'm just knowing.
I don't want to mess it up, so what do you want us to do? Because it says we're in room, is that us?
So zoom out, I guess.
1A. So should we
Is there-
get out?
Is there a way that you could call them, do the interview over the phone?
I can just log out and back in and then see if that will work. 'Cause we
Right,
were
but
in a
now we
breakout
just
room.
lost them, yeah.
Oh, they're gone?
Now we just lost them, yeah.
Okay, let me see. if I
All
can
right,
do it.
just let me know. Thank you. So, thank you, Ms. I appreciate that. All right, Mr. White, on the other matter ending in case 40701. This is also allegation of retail fraud 2024, no assaultive history I'm aware of. For that reason, Mr. White, bond is going to be set as recommended by both parties, $5,000 personal bond. During this bond, there's no use of any alcohol, no illegal controlled substance. You're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon, and no Myers store. You're not to go back to the area or premises of any Myers store during this bond. Is that understood?
Yeah, I understand.
Do you have any questions, sir, on your court dates or bond conditions?
Oh.
Thank you. Mr. Reagan, APA Coyle, anything further?
Nothing further, thank you.
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
You got it.
Good morning, sir. Your name, please.
Clifton Bell.
Thank you, Mr. Bell. You're here for a couple of reasons, Mr. Bell. We're gonna go through them one at a time. First, you have some warrants for your arrest for failing to appear at the 36th District Court. On these matters, you'll be released on a personal bond, no dollar amount. And scheduling a pretrial via Zoom, you must attend February 26th, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Yancey. Understood? As with any criminal matter, you have a right to remain silent. Anything that you say orally or in writing can and will be used against you in a court of law. You do have the right to an attorney, one present at questioning and at all future proceedings. If you cannot afford an attorney, sir, the court will provide you one at the public's expense. Did you hear and understand your rights?
Yes.
And you're a Bell Junior, correct?
Yes.
Thank you. All right, this is on complaint U 657-95523, Monday, June 19th, 2023, interfering while a person being arrested. They're near the West Grand Boulevard address. Ticket SP 1079385, April 23rd, 2020, drive while license suspended. SP 1079388, April 23rd, 2020, supplied false information and or ID to a police officer. And SP 1638393, October 27th, 2024, discharging a firearm. During this bond, there is no use, possession of any weapons, assaultive, dangerous weapons. Is that understood?
Say that one more time. I can't hear you.
You're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon. No weapons.
I don't own it today, Your Honor.
I didn't ask if you did, sir. I told you you're not to possess one, Mr. Bell Jr. Right. These are all misdemeanors that carry up to a $500 fine and or 93 days in jail as a maximum fine and penalty. Recall warrant, set aside cases and a not guilty plea on the open matters. As a reminder, these will be set for a pretrial February 26th. Judge Yancey at the 36th District Court. State your full name again, Mr. Bell Jr. You have an additional case, sir.
Clifton Bell, Jr.
This matter, Mr. Bell Jr., is on case 1904601, People State of Michigan versus Clifton Eugene Bell Jr., identified in the complaint as defendant 3. Appearance for the people.
Lisa Coyle appearing on behalf of the people.
Thank you.
LeBron, on behalf of Clifton Bell Jr., waive the reading standard and advise of his rights, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court recall any warrant, set aside capious, waive formal reading, enter a not guilty plea. On this matter, Mr. Bell Jr., I'm scheduling a pretrial via Zoom. You must attend February 3rd, Monday, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Bryant. Understood?
Yes.
Not guilty plea is entered on your behalf. That's the bond from the people.
There is a capious on this matter, Your Honor, from November 14th of this year. It looks like 1,010% set by Judge Williams. And I see that it appears this case stems from 2019. He was squatting allegedly in a vacant house. The people are asking for that bond to continue or a tether.
Judge, I'm asking.
You have no objection to a tether with a personal bond? APA?
No, I don't. This is not.
All right, thank you, Mr. Reagan.
Thank you, Judge. Judge, I'm asking for personal bond, no tether. I think that Mr. Bell was under the impression this matter had been resolved. And that's the only reason why he didn't make it back. Now, Judge.
Well, how many times has he missed on this? I see around 4, so.
Yeah, and
I see 1, 2, 3, 4 capious at least.
Again, Judge, I thought he thought this matter was resolved. He had another matter with Judge Bryant. I think he thought it was resolved. He's going to make it back to court. So I'm just asking for the personal bond without the tether, Judge.
Thank you. Is he working?
Judge, he is self-employed. He does snow shoveling. He does lawn service. He does outdoor things, Judge. And those hours vary, those days vary, but he is self-employed doing those type of jobs.
Thank you. All right, so Mr. Bell Jr., you've missed court on this matter a number of times, and that's concerning. It doesn't look like you apparently don't listen to court orders. I've arraigned you at least once on this matter, and you've already had a personal bond, and you failed to appear on that. You've repeatedly failed to appear on this matter. One of the reasons I imagine it's still ongoing and pending. Given that I've already arraigned you on a personal bond, or given you a personal bond, and you failed to appear, and given a large amount of capias, I have concerns regarding your intention to follow an order of the court. And for those reasons, I'm setting bond at a 20,000 personal, but as recommended by the people, I'm going to, you will be fit with the GPS tether prior to being released. That will place you under house arrest. It allows, you'll have work release if you can provide proof of employment to the tether unit. During this bond, there is no use of alcohol, no illegal controlled substance. You're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon, no weapons. And you're not to go back to the West Grand River Boulevard Street in Detroit, Michigan during this bond. You're not to leave your home for any reason, unless court ordered or medical, unless tether unit authorizes work release after proof of employment. Mr. Bell Jr., do you have any questions on your court dates or bond conditions?
And Judge, just for the record, Mr. Bell is homeless right now. So this would be like, remand to him because he would not be able to get out on the tether because he doesn't have a place to be tethered to. I just want to point that out to the court as well.
Right. All right. Thank you. And this matter would have probably been adjudicated and finalized if he would have showed up to court. And I don't know any other way to have him show up. I've given him a personal bond myself, and he didn't show up. So now we're down to more restrictive options. And do you have any questions, Mr. Bell, on your court date or bond conditions?
Yes. Well, the reason why I didn't come to the court date because when I first got that first felony, which they put the breaking and entering on, I thought the judge said that she was going to dismiss me on the charges. That's the reason I did not come, Your Honor.
And you missed multiple court dates. Yeah, you missed multiple court dates, sir. You missed a court date and on or about October of 2019. Then you proceeded to miss a court date that same year. You missed a court date in October of 2024, November of 2024. So you've missed multiple court dates from what I see.
Yes, that's understandable, Your Honor, but they were trying to try me for the misdemeanor first, and I just wanted to do the felony first.
Okay. Well, that it's not your choice. You got to show up to court, or else this is what happens. All right. Anything else, Mr. Bell?
GPS tether. If I'm just getting on tether, or would that be a house arrest?
That's house arrest, unless you can provide work. If you have employment status, you can provide to the tether unit. Then they'll work with you on the work release if you provide them with sufficient hours. Again, if you can provide proof of all of that employment to the tether unit, then they'll work. Okay, then they'll work. I've indicated work release upon proof of employment. All right. All right. At the county for Mr. Dinkins.
Computers, they're having computer issues.
Oh yeah, I see this. And I'll try yet again. I believe this is around the 4th or 5th time that we've tried. So I'm going to Mr. Dinkins, put you into a breakout room. And your counsel's been waiting patiently, trying to assist us. I appreciate that, counsel. All right, so we're gonna try again. Yep, go ahead. All right, DDC, at your pleasure. Thank you. Yeah.
Hey, you just keep doing this, bro.
All right, good morning, sir. Get your hands down and say your full name.
My name is Ali Shaitu.
What's your name again?
Ali Shaitu.
Thank you, Mr. Shatu. And good morning to you. All right. Defense, I don't know if you could interview him. I'm trying this last time. If you could interview him on a phone or have you have an office number that you can have.
What's going here?
Mr. Shattu, you're here because you have a warrant for your arrest for failing to appear, and this is on, case number 240449196, People State of Michigan versus Ali Assad Gray Shattu, also known as Ali Shattu, Ali Assad Gray Shattu. Carrington.
Samuel A. Ragland for the people.
Wait, we have, I, Your Honor, waive the reading stand mute to minute rise of his right.
Thank you. Court recall warrant set aside KP Center a not guilty plea. On this matter, Mr. Shattu, I'm scheduling a pretrial via Zoom. You must attend February the 3rd, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Bryant. Understood? February 3rd via Zoom. That's a Monday. Judge Bryant. Understood?
If I am unable to do it through Zoom, can I do it in person?
Yes, you can come in person, but you must attend. It's scheduled via Zoom, but if you can't figure that out, you come in person, 8:30, February 3rd, Judge Bryant. Understood?
Understood.
Recall warrant set aside KPS as the bond from the people.
The defendant has failed to show up twice, I believe it is. This is a case from, he's got a case from back on 7/22/21. I apologize, Your Honor. I had it wrong. He has failed to show up twice. Yes, I'm going to ask for the bond remain in place, $1,000, 10%, and no longer contact with the Dollar General, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Reagan.
Judge, we are asking for a personal bond. My client had his phone stolen at some point, Judge. He now knows he needs to come down here in person. That's why he was asking about that. So he knows to come. I don't think he'll miss another court day. I'm respectfully asking for a personal bond. He doesn't have a place to live. He's homeless right now, Judge. He's looking for a place. But
Do we know why, Mr. Reagan? I just want him to show up, but he's missed court twice on this. Do we know why? I mean, this is a non-assault. If I'm unaware of any convictions, I'm inclined to give him a personal bond, but I don't want to just spin wheels here. I do something.
I understand, Judge, and I can only tell you what he informs us about the lost phone last time, and that's the reason why he did not Zoom in. So that's, I can provide that information to the court, Judge, but I understand the court's
right. And I appreciate that, counsel, and Mr. Chateau, but this occurred back in May of last year. So if you lost your phone, knew you had a court date. This is not, you don't have to answer this, but why would you come to the court? Surrender yourself, call your defense counsel, call the judge, come down to the court, say, hey, I know I missed court yesterday, but I got to get this done with. I don't want a warrant out for my arrest. And then when you just don't show up, then don't show up again, and don't even bother to address it or come back to the court, it tells me I have inclinations of that you're just not taking this seriously, and you don't have intentions to follow court order. Because if you did, I understand issues happen, but this was 8 months ago. If you surrendered yourself, I'll give you a personal bond with no tether. How was he taken into custody, Mr. Reagan?
And I apologize, Mr. Chateau. How were you? Were you arrested?
The police had just come up on me. That's my name.
He was not. He did not self-surrender. So I just want to.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Reagan. So I don't see any other reason.
I just worried about going to jail. I just let that spin me, not turning myself in and continuing to avoid.
Right. I appreciate that, but I would think I would have the same concern. So you knew you had a court date. You didn't want to surrender yourself because you didn't want to go to jail. But that is a cognizant choice. And then when you do that, it proves to the court that you're not listening and you're not taking this seriously and you're not coming and doing what you need to do because you made a decision that you didn't want to surrender yourself because you didn't want to address any consequences that you may have to face for missing court. Miss court more than once. And for those reasons, I don't know any other way. You've had personal bonds. You've made decisions not to show up. A bond is going to be set at a $5,000 personal bond with the following conditions. During this bond, there is no use of any alcohol, no illegal controlled substance. You're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon. You're not to go back to any Dollar General during this bond. And you will be fit with the GPS tether before release. That will have no time restrictions, sir. But you're going to be monitored. You got to come to court. I don't know any other way to make you come to court. You demonstrated and made decisions otherwise in the past. You have another matter, we also have warrants for your arrest. On this matter, Mr. Chateau, do you have any questions on your court date or bond conditions, sir? One second, don't go anywhere. Anything further from the people or defense on this matter?
Nothing further.
No, Your Honor, thank you.
You're welcome. Magistrate Chef, what do you want to do with this one? Okay, and then Mr. Chateau, your name one more time, so you have an additional matter.
Thank
And on this matter, sir, you're going to receive a personal bond, no dollar amount. Scheduling a pretrial via Zoom, you must attend February 26th, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Kennedy. Understood? Thank you. As with any criminal matter, sir, you have a right to remain silent. Anything that you say orally or in writing will be used against you in the court of law. You do have the right to an attorney at questioning and at all future proceedings. If you cannot afford an attorney, the court will provide you one at the public's expense. Did you hear and understand your rights, sir? Do you understand your rights, Mr. Shepard? Thank you. This is ticket SP 1548442, March 7th, 2024, entering a vacant dwelling without written authorization of the owner near East Grand Boulevard in Elmwood in case U676-55423, September 28th, 2023, trespassing a vacant occupied or commercial building at or near the Maple Street in the city of Detroit. These are misdemeanor allegations that carry up to a $500 fine and or 93 days in jail as a maximum fine and penalty. Recall warrant set aside case entering a not guilty plea on your behalf. As a reminder, pretrial via Zoom, February 26th, 8:30, Judge Kennedy at the 36th District Court. Any questions on your court date or bond conditions, sir?
No, sir.
All right, good luck, Mr. Chateau. So counsel and Mr. Dinkins, what do you got? What do you want to do?
So I'm on the phone with Sergeant Coho, and they're saying that I'm trying to see if they can let us interview him in a different way since we're having issues with the breakout room. So that's what we're trying to coordinate.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Let me know if you need me to do anything.
Okay.
Sir, what's your name and the Reebok shirt?
Joseph Crosswhite.
Thank you, Mr. Crosswhite. Good morning. Counsel, David Burgess, what are you here for?
Good morning, Your Honor. Elisa Griffin, she was a walk-in DDC this morning.
Okay, yep, we have her on the docket, counsel. When we finish the mail, we'll go to the female side and we'll see if we can call Miss Griffin first, okay?
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
You're welcome. Waiting. Mr. Crosswhite.
Yes, sir.
All right, you're here for a couple of reasons, sir. You have warrants for your arrest for failing to appear. On these matters, we're gonna handle them one at a time. First, you'll receive personal bonds, no dollar amount. And I'm scheduling a pretrial via Zoom, February 26th, 2025 at 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Kennedy. Understood?
Okay.
As with any criminal matter, you have a right to remain silent. Anything that you say orally or in writing will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney, one present at questioning and at all future proceedings. If you cannot afford an attorney, the court will provide you one at the public's expense. Did you hear and understand your rights, Mr. Crosswhite?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. This is regarding ticket SP 1352805, May 25th of 2022. Count 1, drive unregistered or untitled motor vehicle. Count 2, no insurance misdemeanor on an 07 Chevy. Ticket SP 1462096, May 17th, 2023. Count 1, no insurance on a 2010 Ford. SP 1554625, February 22nd, 2024. Count 1, driver license suspended. Count 2, no insurance misdemeanor on an 07 Honda. And complaint U677-96623. Tuesday, August 23rd, 2023. Offer to engage the service for another for the act of prostitution. And ticket number 24520-817, April 17th, 2024. No operator's license on person. These are all misdemeanor allegations that carry up to a $500 fine and or 93 days in jail, a maximum fine and penalty. I'm recalling the offer to engage the service for another for the act of prostitution carries a mandatory minimum 45 days in jail if found guilty as charged. Recall warrant set aside KPS not guilty plea is entered on the open matters. As a reminder, personal bond, no dollar amount on these allegations, Mr. Crosswhite. You'll have a pretrial via Zoom, February 26th, 8:30, Judge Kennedy. Mr. Crosswhite, you have an additional matter where you failed to appear. One moment. State your full name again, sir. Your full name one more time?
Joseph Crosswhite.
Thank you. And this is in regards to case 230585996, People State of Michigan versus Joseph William Crosswhite, also known as Joseph White. Thanks for the people.
Jennifer Douglas for the people, P72748.
Judge, and Mr. Crosswhite, Judge, we have him being retained, he said, by Mr. Culpepper for purposes of today's hearing. Could we possibly just have him go to camera 4? I don't think Culpepper's here now. I didn't know the court.
Thank you. Yeah, but we can bring Mr. Crosswhite to camera 4 for to be interviewed, please. I don't have any counsel nor an appearance in the file. But this is a capious and I have no authority. This was a 1,000 cash charity. Mr. Reagan, did you still want to recall this?
Well, Judge, I just wanted to interview him and he can just walk to camera 4. We'll dial in. But I appreciate
we'll wait and see if his counsel appears and take it from there.
Thank you.
And I don't have any mitts on this one, just to let you know. Thank you. Your name, please?
Pierre Happenstein.
Right. So it's probably just going to be the capious, it looks like. All right, Mr. Steen, you're here on case 230605151, People State of Michigan versus Pierre Steen, also known as Domel Steen Pierre, Pierre Hampton Steen, Pierre Domel Hampton Steen, Pierre Steen, Pierre Domel Steen, Pierre Domel Steen, Pierre Hampton Steen, Pierre Domel Hampton Steen, Pierre Domel Hampton, one word Steen, appearance for the people.
Samuel A. Ragland for the people, Your Honor.
We'll bring it up behalf of Mr. Steen, Your Honor, waive the rule, stand mute, exercise of his right, sir.
Thank you. Waive formal reading and plea of not guilty. Mr. Steen, on scheduling 2 court dates, you must attend both of them. Probable cause via Zoom, January 29th, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Giles. You have a right to a preliminary examination in person, February the 5th, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Giles. Understood, Mr. Steen?
Yes, sir.
You say not guilty, please enter it on your behalf as the bond from the people.
People are asking for a $10,000, 10% bond, able to post bond. We're asking for a tether with home arrest. This case is back from 129/22, Your Honor, but it's very assaultive. He's getting extremely assaultive. Well, the police went to the Detroit Detention Center to take the defendant to Detroit Receiving Hospital. With that, he was very yelling at the officer, saying, "I'm going to beat the hell out of you," or something to that effect. He spit on officers. He kicked one of the officers in the stomach. All of this is on, at least the part of it is on video, Your Honor. And, you know, he just has back, I can tell you, I need to tell you his record. So back on 2003, 2010-23, CSC second, juvenile application, AMVN 9308, 111908, larceny by conviction, by conversion, 111909, assault and battery, 32422, assault and battery, found over possession of weapons in jail in 1922, malicious destruction of police property, for 522, assault prison employee 6.
So slow down, APA. So I'm more concerned about his convictions from this date of incident, January 29, 2022. You just started on those. You indicated he has a conviction for an assault of a prison employee on May of 2022, 4 months after this incident date.
Yes. Well, he was bound over on 6/28/22 for assault with prison employee, and I don't have the results of that.
Okay, let me know about just some convictions if you know of any from the 2022 date.
Well, March 24th, 2022, he's convicted of assault and battery, Your Honor.
March of 2022. Okay.
Yes.
Anything
that's
else?
That's all the convictions I have from that date. And that was kind of a run on me talking about too many things there. I understand that. But I just believe this assaultive man, he can't seem to talk to anyone without getting upset and trying to fight with them. At least that's what the report is.
I agree, APA. He has an assault or some assaultive past, and this is a serious concerning allegation. It did take place going on 3 years ago, and it's an allegation, and that's why I wanted you to direct my attention to any assaultive or conviction since that in the last 3 years since he's had this allegation. And I appreciate your advocacy. Mr. Reagan.
Judge, could I ask when that assault and battery case began? Because if he was convicted.
I would guess before the March date, that if the conviction was in March, but
Yeah,
I mean,
because-
before this incident date. I understand where you're going, but continue with your argument. I don't think that is our position.
Thank you, Your Honor, because I know they didn't sign this until November of 23. So my client, as the court said, it's about 3 years going. It's a 2-year felony, Judge. You know, he won't have, obviously, and he doesn't want any contact with the police because of the age of the case, Judge. And my understanding, and I don't know why this was just charged in a year later. You know, I'm asking the court to consider that as well, Judge, and grant a personal bond for Mr. Hampton-Stein. No contact with any police officers whatsoever. You know, the court was very, wise, Judge, and saying that this was charged January 29th, 22, but not. I'm sorry, but the warrant wasn't signed until November of 23. That's just a lot. It's like almost 2 years. So
Right.
I the court to point that out, Judge.
Thank you both. All right, Mr. Steen, I've heard advocacy from both parties. Regarding your criminal history, I've considered that and the date and nature of those convictions, as well as this allegation, which is a very concerning assaultive allegation towards officers. And that's taken all in consideration. I'm unaware of any capious history. Very important to the court as pointed out by your counsel. This allegation took place in January of 2022. The warrant wasn't authorized by the court until November of 2023, having not been signed by the prosecutor until September of 2023. So the prosecutor did not submit a signed warrant according to our file until roughly a year and 8 months past this incident date. And it is a one count of a 2-year felony. And I'm unaware since that this incident date of any assaultive contact or convictions less than A and B, which was in March, but noting that the conviction was in March and this allegation wasn't brought, even though there was pending cases until a year and 8 months past the offense date. And for those reasons, given the age of this case and what's been placed on the record, bond is going to be, and after review the investigative report, bond is going to be set at a $25,000 personal bond. During this bond, Mr. Steen, there is no use of any alcohol, no illegal controlled substance. You're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon, no weapons, no contact with any police officer, and you're not to go back to the area or premises of the Detroit Receiving Hospital during this bond. Do you have any questions on your court dates or your bond conditions?
I'm sorry.
Anything from people or defense? All right, you're up.
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Mr. Brothers, thank you.
He has retained counsel, maybe, so we'll call it at the end. So it's probably the capious is probably gonna stay. Your name, sir? Get your hands down by your side, please. And your name, did you say Mr. Brookins?
Mr. Lampkin.
Lampkins. Okay, good morning, Mr. Lampkin. And one moment, gentlemen, one moment, everybody.
This guy hates me. This is. I went over his head a couple of times. It was a magistrate. But the only good thing is there's a bond review in like less than a few days.
No, that, the one right hold that. That was cheap. Yep, I know. Good, counsel, good morning, sir. How can I help you? Thank you. Counsel, Mr. Culpepper, is it? All right.
I think Mr. Culpepper has Mr. Crosswhite, Judge.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, we're gonna call him next. DDC, if we could bring Mr. Joseph Crosswhite next, please. Mr. Lampkin, thank you for your patience. Mr. Lampkin, you're here for 2 matters. We're gonna go through them one at a time, okay? First, we're going to call the misdemeanor allegation. And this is on case 240466060, People State of Michigan versus Quatavius Ryan Lampkin, parents for the people.
Jennifer Douglas for the people, P72748.
Your Honor, may I please court on behalf of the Lampkin, waive the formal reading stand mute. He's been advised of his rights.
Thank you. Court waive formal reading under plea of not guilty. Mr. Lampkin, on this matter, sir, scheduling a pretrial date via Zoom, January 31st, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Austin Garrett. Understood, Mr. Lampkin?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Not guilty, please enter it on your behalf as the bond from the people on the misdemeanor.
Jennifer Douglas for the people, P72748. Your Honor, on the misdemeanor, the people wouldn't object to a personal bond. We wouldn't object to a 25,000 personal. I know it does date back to October 21st of 23. I would note that the complaining witness on the misdemeanor is a relative of the complaining witness on the felony. And so, Your Honor, these 2 cases do seem to be connected, but I wouldn't object to a personal on this misdemeanor, Your Honor.
No objection.
Thank you. All right, I'm unaware of any assaultive convictions or capious history, Mr. Lampkin. This is a very serious assaultive allegation. You have a pending assaultive allegation we're about to handle. However, given your lack of history, the allegation of this taking place back in 2022, after advocacy from both parties on following their recommendation, bond on this matter will be set $25,000 personal bond. During this bond, there is no use of any alcohol, no illegal controlled substance. You're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon, no weapons, no contact with the Normandy Street address in Detroit or the complaining witness, Miss Merritt. That's no contact of any kind, orally in writing to a third party at her place of residency, employment, or through any forms of social media. No contact with the complaining witness, Miss Merritt, during this bond. Is that understood, sir? Understood, Mr. Lampkin?
You hear, Mr. Lampkin?
Yes, sir.
Oh, okay.
Okay, thank you. And any questions on your court date or bond conditions on this matter?
No.
Okay, Mr. Lampkin, you have an additional felony allegation. State your full name one more time, please.
Quatavius Ryan Lampkin.
Thank you, Mr. Lampkin. This is case 2406074, People State of Michigan versus Quatavius Ryan Lampkin, appearance for the people.
Jennifer Douglas for the people, P72748.
Judge, right on behalf of the Lampkin, once again, waive the formal reading stand mute. He's been advised of his rights.
Thank you. Court waive formal reading under plea of not guilty. Mr. Lampkin, I'm scheduling 2 court dates. You must attend both probable cause via Zoom, January 28th, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Giles. You have a right to a preliminary examination in person, February 4th, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Giles. Thank you. Understood those 2 court date and times you must attend, Mr. Lampkin?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Not guilty, please enter it on your behalf as the bond from the people.
Your Honor, on the felony, the people would ask for 1,000 cash for surety with the teller. I do know that this dates back to March 16th of 23. However, as I stated in the last case, there is a connection between this case and that one, the other one being more recent, October 21st of 23. Mr. Lampkin is actually on HIDTA probation. He's been on HIDTA probation since August 21st of 23 for GBH, RNO, and assault and battery, Your Honor. And so I would note that here there's a weapon that's alleged to have been involved, Your Honor. And the complaining witness in this case is 61. There seems to be a lack of provocation here. And there was a file note, which I did send an email to defense counsel. The complaining witness on this case apparently told the prosecutor's office October 14th of 24 that Mr. Lampkin is continuing to harass the complaining witness and her family. So we do have concerns about safety here. This one is a felony and alleged to involve a firearm, and Mr. Lampkin is currently on HIDA probation. So, Your Honor, we would be asking for 1,000 cash or surety. That's in recognition that this does date back to March 20 of 23. But given what the complaining witnesses reported to the prosecutor's office, given the allegations here, and given that there does appear to have been an assaultive incident subsequent to this date, we are asking for 1,000 cash or surety with tether.
Judge, so March 16th of 23, this allegedly happens. Nobody does anything, says anything. A misdemeanor happens in October of 23, which he just got a $25,000 personal bond on. None of these matters were even signed, Judge, between November and December of 24, over a year later. So when, they say that March 16th is when this allegedly happened, but the complaint in October of 24 says that he's still I'm just not sure and understanding why it is almost a year and a half later, Judge. I can't say it's not true, but I don't understand why nothing was signed. My client works every day, Amazon, 6:30 p.m. to 6 a.m. He actually works midnight. So he does have a good job. Again, these are older matters, Judge. Since the signing of the warrant, Judge, I don't know. Obviously he's on a HIDA, as Ms. Douglas did talk about, but he's being monitored on that. I'd ask for personal bond, as the court did it with personal bond on the other case, Judge, that happened after this case.
Thank you. All right, Mr. Lampkin, this is a assaultive allegation. It's alleged that you pulled a revolver out of your pocket and pointed it at the complaining witness, and then allegedly pointed the gun at a family member as well. And then that's an assaultive concerning allegation. Noted the concerns are heightened for the court when you're on, though not at the time, but you're on probation, a HIDA probation, for an assaultive case. And now we have allegations of assault with a dangerous weapon and another assaultive case. So we've got you're on HIDA status for an assaultive case. We're picking up at least 2 additional assaultive allegations, and that concerns the court regarding the safety of the public. For those reasons, given the nature of this allegation of assault with a dangerous weapon, your HIDA assault as well, or A and B, as well as the previous assaultive case that we just handled, I do have concerns regarding the safety of the public. For those reasons, bond on this matter is going to be set at a $40,000 personal bond with the following conditions. During this bond, there is no use of any alcohol, no illegal controlled substance. You're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon, no weapons. You're not to go back to the Lauder Street in Detroit, Michigan, and no contact with the complaining witness, Ms. Fields. During this bond, that is no contact of any kind, orally and writing to a third party at her place of residency, employment, or through any forms of social media. You must tell your probation officer of this case within 24 hours of being released if you haven't done so already. And prior to being released, given the concerns the court's placed on the record, you will be fit with the GPS tether, and that will place you under house arrest. You're not to leave for any reason unless court ordered. You will have work release when you provide proof of employment to the tether unit. Otherwise, you're to remain in your home, not to leave for any reason unless court ordered or medical. If you go anywhere near Miss Fields or that residency, you're subject to be picked up without a warrant, have your bond conditions forfeited and or revoked. Do you have any questions on your court dates or bond conditions, Mr. Lampkin?
No, sir, but I do have a question. I don't know if you can answer it now. So you said about GPS, you had said about GPS tether. I'm not speaking on another case, but out of Oakland County, like, I know I got a home out there. I know they're gonna put a tether on my leg, so I'm gonna have 2 tethers on my leg.
I didn't know about Oakland County. What's going on in Oakland County? What does he have a hold in Oakland County for? To answer your question, Mr. Lampkin, no, I don't believe you'll be fit with 2 actual tethers, but they will be monitoring. I have a tether in my case. I don't know what's going on with that case in Oakland County. If they do put a tether, I would hope they'd be monitored through the same tether. But if they don't put a tether, I want one in my case. If whatever happens, they release it, you're going to have one in this case. So you have one ordered on this case. I'm not sure what's going on with your Oakland County case.
I just want to know that, so thank you.
You too. Thank you. All right, Mr. Crosswhite next, if possible. Thank you. Your name?
Joseph Crosswhite.
Thank you. Thank you, DDC. And this matter is case 23058-596. People State of Michigan versus Joseph William Crosswhite, also known as Joseph Crosswhite. Appearances.
Jennifer Douglas for the people, P72748.
W. Otis Culpepper for Mr. Crosswhite, 23520.
Thank you, counsel. And as to the arraignment, Mr. Culpepper?
We'd waive the formal reading and stand mute to the charges.
Have you've advised your client of his constitutional rights, is that correct, sir? Mr. Culpepper, have you advised your client of his constitutional rights?
I have, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court recall warrant, set aside capious, waive formal reading, enter
I'm
plea
sorry, I
not
thought you heard
guilty.
me. I have, Your Honor.
Thank you, I appreciate that. Scheduling 2 court dates, probable cause via Zoom, January 28th, Tuesday, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge JK. You have a right to a preliminary examination in person, February 4th, 8:30, Judge JK. Understood, Mr. Crosswhite? Get your hands down.
Yes, sir.
All right,
Yes, sir.
thank you. Not guilty, please enter it on your behalf. Recall and warrant, set aside capious. Just for the record, it's my understanding Madam Clerk reached out to Judge JK or their staff on Mr. Crosswhite, and no decision was made regarding changing bond. Anything as to bond from the people?
Nothing from the people, Your Honor.
All right, so anything, Mr. Culpepper, I don't have authority to change this bond. It was set 1,000 cash surety.
That's okay. That's a good bond.
Okay, so I'm going to continue that bond, not having any authority to do any otherwise at 1,000 cash surety, and that's for your failure to appear, Mr. Crosswhite. During this bond, sir, no use of any alcohol, no illegal controlled substance, and you're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon, no weapons. I'm scheduling, and that's an unaffordable bond, Mr. Culpepper. You want an unaffordable bond redetermination hearing, is that correct?
It's 1,000 cash for surety, right?
That's right.
I'm not gonna, I don't need a redetermine, no.
Well, is your client above or below the 200% poverty guidelines?
Well, I can't speak on that. I would expect that he's above.
Well, do you mind if I ask him about that?
Sure.
All right, Mr. Crosswhite, are you employed?
Not at the moment, sir.
All right, so you're below the guidelines. So I'm going to schedule an unaffordable bond redetermination hearing, gentlemen, 2 days from today. That will be January 23rd, 2025 at 9 a.m. That's going to be scheduled via Zoom in front of Chief Judge McConaughey. If you're able to post that bond, Mr. Crosswhite, you do not need to attend that hearing. You'll always need to attend January 28th and February 4th. If for whatever reason you cannot post that 1,000 cash surety, I'm scheduling that hearing in front of Chief Judge McConaughey 2 days from today. So Mr. Culpepper, yourself can be present to re-argue bond if you're unable to post that bond. Again, if you post, you do not need to attend the 23rd date, always the 28th and the February 4th. Understood, Mr. Crosswhite?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Crosswhite or Mr. Culpepper, any questions on your court dates or bond conditions, gentlemen?
No.
No, Your Honor.
All right, both of you have a good day.
Thank you.
Your name, sir?
Antonio Brookers.
Thank you, Mr. Brookins, and good afternoon. Mr. Brookins, you're here for a couple of reasons, so we're gonna go through them one at a time. First, you have a number of warrants for your arrest for failing to appear at the 36th District Court. On these matters, you will receive a personal bond, no dollar amount. Scheduling a pretrial via Zoom, you must attend February 26, 2025, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Yancey. Understood?
Yes, sir.
As with any criminal matter, Mr. Brookins, you have a right to remain silent. Anything that you say orally or in writing can and will be used against you in a court of law. You do have the right to an attorney when present at questioning and at all future proceedings. If you cannot afford an attorney, the court will provide you one at the public's expense. Did you hear and understand your rights?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. One moment. All right, and then I see Mr. Dinkins is back again. We'll try again, sir. And then we also have, is that Brian Johnson?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we're gonna try Brian Johnson first. See how that goes. Mr. Reagan, have your colleague zoom in if you could, please.
I got them ready on both, Judge, ready on both, Mr. Jenkins and Johnson.
Okay, are they in the room? I don't see them in the waiting
No, I'm
room.
ready, Judge. I'm gonna handle them. I'm gonna handle both.
Oh, you've already interviewed both of them?
Yep, we're ready on both, Judge.
I appreciate that. Thank you for figuring that out, counsel. All right, Mr. Johnson and Mr. Dinkins, you're both be next. Just one moment. Mr. Brookins, these are right. Okay, thank you. Mr. Brookins, this is in regard to ticket numbers SP 1201481 took place May 5th of 2021, count 1, drive while license suspended. SP 1203779 May 26th of 2021, count 1, failed to display violations on a person, count 2, no insurance misdemeanor on a 2010 Jeep, count 3, drive unregistered or untitled motor vehicle. SP 1301455, March 21st of 2022, count 1, drive unregistered or untitled motor vehicle, count 2, driver's license never acquired, count 3, no insurance misdemeanor on an 02 Honda. SP 1336804, April the 8th of 2022, consuming marijuana in a public place or consuming where prohibited by owner. SP 1447563, May 27th of 2023, indecent exposure. SP 1627446, January the 4th of 2024, discharging a firearm. During this bond, Mr. Brookins, you're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon, no weapons. Is that understood?
Yes, Your Honor.
Complaint U618-00421, Tuesday, August 31st, 2021, offer to engage a service for an act of prostitution. Ticket number 214811693, June 16, 2021, count 1, drive while license suspended, count 2, no insurance misdemeanor 2010 Jeep. Ticket 217344610, September 9, 2021, drive while license suspended, and ticket number 217344912, May 27, 2021, count 1, drive unregistered untitled motor vehicle, count 2, drive while license not valid or improper license. These are all misdemeanor allegations carrying up to a $500 fine and or 93 days in jail is a maximum fine and penalty. Recall those warrants, set aside habeas not guilty plea is entered. As a reminder, Mr. Brookins, pretrial via Zoom, February 26, 2025, Judge Yancey at the 36th District Court. Mr. Brookins, state your full name again, so you have an additional matter with a warrant for your arrest.
Now I'm going to tell you, Brookins.
Thank you. And Mr. Brookins, this is on case number 230444422, People State of Michigan versus Devano Antonio Brookins, appearance for the people.
Samuel A. Ragland for the people, Your Honor.
Yeah, Mr. Brookins, Your Honor, waive the reading stand mute. You have been advised of the.
Thank you. Court waive formal reading, enter plea of not guilty, recall warrant, set aside capias. On this matter, Mr. Brookins, I'm scheduling a pretrial date via Zoom. You must attend January 30th. That's a Thursday, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Bryant. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Waive formal reading, enter plea of not guilty, recall the warrant, set aside capias as the bond from the people.
Yeah, I believe there's a capias bond of $1,000, 10%. He has failed to appear on 4 occasions. The case goes back all the way to 7/27. We couldn't get resolved because he doesn't show up, Your Honor. He was on a tether as well and still didn't. He was on a tether on 6/5/23 and still didn't show up for court. So I'm going to ask him to keep the bond in place, and also if he's able to post bond that he be on a tether.
Thank you. Mr. Reagan?
Judge, and my client is on misdemeanor probation for MVOP. He's been meeting his probation officer regularly. And he had no idea, the PO never said anything about this case. And I understand, as the court does, it's not the PO's responsibility. But at the same time, Mr. Brookins thought he had done 90 days for this case already. It was resolved. This case goes back to 2022. He understands now that it's not over with. He's still meeting regularly with probation. So he will, Judge, come to court. Judge Bryant gave a 1,000% bond, did not put a GPS tether. So I'm asking court not to put a tether on. I'm asking for personal judgment.
Thank you. So he's missed court a number of times. He had a tether previously. After missing court a number of times, I seen him just a few months ago in November. And then that's already after he missed court, already after he had tethers, already after he had some confusion for whatever reason. And yet again, I gave him a personal bond. And this was November 5th of 2024. And then what he did is, again, the same as he had done in the past, didn't show up, didn't listen to my order, didn't show up. That's after three, according to the people, three previous attempts, one with a tether, three capias. And then I personally told him, I know I say the court dates a number of times. I don't tell him cases are dismissed. I don't tell him not to show up. I indicated a number of times. I'm sure I had concerns about his previous failure to appear, and I gave him a chance on a personal bond. He's had a number of chances on personal bonds, and every time he's refused to listen to the court order for whatever reason. And given those multiple capias, I do have concerns regarding his intention to appear and handle this matter as ordered, as he's demonstrated a number of times in the past that he fails to do such. For those reasons, bond on this matter is going to be set at a $25,000 personal bond with the following conditions. I haven't heard any information regarding assaultive contact with this complaining witness. My concerns are regarding his intention to appear. And for those reasons, bond is $25,000 personal with the following conditions. No use of any alcohol, no illegal controlled substance. You're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon, no weapons. You're not to go anywhere near the area or location of the Parkwood block in the city of Detroit. No contact with any complaining witness, including Mr. Tripp. And that's no contact of any kind, orally in writing, through a third party at their place of residency, employment, or through any forms of social media. No contact with any complaining witness. And to ensure that you come to court, though given you've demonstrated a number of times that you have not or will not listen, you will be fit with a GPS tether, placing you under house arrest prior to being released. You're not to leave your home for any reason unless court ordered or medical. If you leave for any reason or go anywhere near the complaining witness, it's a violation of the court's bond, subject to get you picked up without a warrant, have your bond conditions forfeited and or revoked. Do you have any questions on your court dates or bond conditions, Mr. Brookins?
No, Your Honor.
All right, show up to court, so you're all set.
Thank you.
DDC, do we have one more male? Jalen Pickett? Okay. All right, we're gonna handle this last one from the DDC and then we'll get to the county. Sir, your name, Mr. Pickett?
I'm sorry.
Take your full name, sir. Thank you. And this is on case number 2504419. Three people say admission for Jalen Lemaine Pickett, also Jalen Pickett, Jalen Tremaine Pickett. Appearance for the people.
It's family.
It's Lemaine.
Gotcha. Sorry about that. Appearance for the people. Mr. Reagan?
Formal reading stand mute. He has been advised of his rights, Judge.
Before wait, formal reading and her plea not guilty. Mr. Pickett, I'm scheduling a pretrial date via Zoom. You must attend January 31st, Friday, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Austin Garrett. Understood?
Yes, sir.
Not guilty, please enter on your behalf as the bond from the people.
Well, people are asking for $25,000 personal bond. He did hit the female that he was discussing something with. They had an argument, but he has no priors except CW from HIDA in 2019 for personal bond.
No objection,
Thank
Judge.
you. Thank you. Given your lack of assaultive history, the information alleged investigators report and the nature of this charge, after hearing advocacy from both parties, bond will be set as recommended. $25,000 personal bond, Mr. Pickett. During this bond, there is no use of any alcohol, no illegal controlled substance. You're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon, no weapons. You're to have no contact with the Whittier Street block in the city of Detroit or the complaining witness, Ms. Townsend. No contact means no contact of any kind, orally in writing to a third party at her place of residency, employment, or through any form. Do you have any questions on your court dates or bond conditions, sir?
I'm sorry?
Any questions on your court date or your bond conditions?
No, ma'am, no, sir.
All right, you're all set. Show up to court. We'll meet you on the female side, DDC. Thank you.
Your Honor, did we do Marcus Ballard?
Or Charles Dinkins?
Yep. Ballard went to Judge Robbins.
Did we?
Okay. All right, one moment. Dinkins, you're gonna be next. Brian Johnson. Mr. Johnson, state your full name, sir.
Brian Johnson.
This case 250-44152, People State of Michigan is Brian Stephen Johnson, appearance for the people.
Lisa Coyle, appearing on behalf of the people.
Afraid of that. Johnson, reading Sam Newton, has been advised of his rights, Judge.
Thank you. Court waive formal reading and plea of not guilty. Mr. Johnson, I'm scheduling a pretrial date via Zoom. You must attend January 31st, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Jones. Understood, Mr. Johnson?
Yes, sir.
Waive formal reading and plea of not guilty as the bond from the people.
And people have no objection to $20,000 personal bond, no contact with the complainant, his sister, Ms. Walker.
Objection, Judge.
Thank you both. Mr. Johnson, this is an assaultive allegation. I'm unaware of any assaultive convictions or capious issues, charges of misdemeanor. After review of the investigator's report and hearing advocacy from both parties, bond will be set as recommended. $20,000 personal bond. During this bond, Mr. Johnson, there is no use of any alcohol, no illegal controlled substance. You're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon, no weapons. You're not to go anywhere near the area or premises of the Marlowe Street in the city of Detroit, and absolutely no contact with the complaining witness, Ms. Walker. That's no contact of any kind, orally in writing through a third party at their place of residency, employment, or through any forms of social media. No contact with Ms. Walker. Any questions on your court date or bond conditions?
No, Your Honor.
You're all set. Good luck. Thank you, officer. Appreciate you. And then for Mr. Dinkins, the second, state your full name, please.
Charles William Dinkins is the second, Your Honor.
Thank you. And sir, this is a matter, you have a warrant for your arrest on case number 21044-507. People State of Michigan versus Charles Wayne Dinkins II. Appearance for the people.
Lisa Coyle, appearing on behalf of the people.
Right, on behalf
Thank
of the Your Honor, waive the reading, Sam Newton, has been advised of his rights, Judge.
Thank you. Court waive formal reading, recall warrant, set aside capious under plea of not guilty. Mr. Dinkins, I'm scheduling a pretrial date, sir, via Zoom. You must attend January 30th. That's a Thursday, 8:30. 36th District Court, Judge Bryant. What's that?
Can I please speak, Your Honor? This is a misdemeanor.
Mr. Dinkins, Mr. Dinkins, you'll have a chance to speak, but I need you to follow the procedure. First, answer my question, sir. I need to know that you understand you have a court date you must attend via Zoom Thursday, January the 30th at 8:30, Judge Bryant at the 36th District Court. Understood?
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Okay, I'm recalling the warrant, set aside capious under a not guilty plea. Mr. Dinkins, a second. Just listen closely, sir. First, the prosecutor is going to speak, give her recommendation. Then your defense counsel will speak, give his recommendation. If you have any questions or you want to say anything, it'll be your chance after that, but just listen for the moment, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. APA Coyle.
Yes, thank you, Your Honor. I see a September 9, 24, 1,010%. This is the 2020 misdemeanor. He is currently on parole. My guess is there's a parole hold. His parole doesn't end till March 29th of 25. He's on parole for, it looks like 4 offenses, 4 felonies. So, Your Honor, at this point, bond is, he's not going anywhere. So I would leave that in the discretion of the court.
Thank you. Response.
But I would ask for the personal bond, Judge. I don't know what's gonna happen with that, but I would ask for personal.
Okay, so Mr. Dinkins, the second. you gotta show up to court. You continue to miss court on this, and that's why.
Well, Judge, he was actually in charge of unavailable.
All right,
Judge.
Mr. Dinkins, a second, I want to say you gotta show up. It sounds like according to the people, you have a parole hold, you're not going anywhere. I don't have concerns with that. You're saying to the public, please, Mr. Dinkins. Well, let me finish, please. You're going to be released on this matter on a $20,000 personal bond. You do not have to post any money. During this bond, no alcohol, no illegal controlled substance, and you're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon. No weapons. I'm giving you a personal bond, Mr. Dinkins, a second. Make sure and make your court date. Do you have any questions on your court dates or bond conditions? Any questions, sir?
No, sir. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And I know you wanted to speak, but I believe I probably answered your question. Is that it? So you don't have anything else to say? Right, that's why you just listen, and maybe sometimes your question gets answered. Deputy, thank you for your assistance. I know we've had problems this morning. Thanks for not giving up on the.
Of course, Your Honor. You and your staff have a wonderful day.
You too. Thank you. Be safe.
And you as well.
Andrea Arnold.
Good morning. One moment, please. Your name again, please?
Andrea Arnold.
Okay, if we could bring Miss Griffin next, please, have retained counsel for Miss Griffin. Miss Arnold, good afternoon. You're here on case 360066745, People State of Michigan versus Andrea Arnold.
Jennifer Douglas for the people, P 72748.
Arnold, you want to waive the reading? Gives the advisor of a rights change.
For waive formal reading and a plea of not guilty, Miss Arnold, I'm scheduling a pretrial date. You must attend via Zoom on February the 3rd. That's a Wednesday at 8:30, 36th District Court in front of Judge Bryan. Understood?
Understood.
Not guilty, please enter it on your behalf as the bond from the people.
Your Honor, on Ms. Arnold, the people would not object to a personal bond. We would just ask for an order of no assault of harassing or intimidating conduct.
Response. All right. I'm unaware of any assaultive convictions or capious history. This took place, allegation about 25 years ago. For those reasons, I'm following the recommendation from both parties. Bond will be set at a $3,000 personal bond. I had limited information on the go and not much in the file regarding investigators' reports or otherwise. Bond will be set as requested by both parties, $3,000 personal bond. During this bond, there is no use of any alcohol, no illegal controlled substance. You're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon, no weapons, and no assaultive, harassing, or intimidating contact, or no threatening contact with the complaining witness, Ms. Black. Understood?
Understood.
Any questions on your court date or bond conditions, ma'am?
No questions at this time.
Have a good day, Ms. Arnold. Take it easy. Safe.
Okay. Elisa Griffin.
Thank you. Good afternoon, Ms. Griffin. You're here in case 240612113, People State of Michigan versus Elisa Kara Griffin, identified in the complaint as defendant 2. Appearance for the people.
Jennifer Douglas for the people, P 72748.
And good afternoon, Your Honor. May it please the Honorable Court, David Burgess on behalf of Ms. Griffin, P 557, waive reading, stand mute as to the charge, Your Honor.
Thank you. Court waive formal reading and her plea of not guilty. Scheduling 2 court dates. You must attend both. Ms. Griffin, probable cause via Zoom, January 28, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Giles. You have a right to a preliminary examination in person, February 4th, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Giles. Understood, Ms. Griffin?
Yes.
Not guilty, please enter it on your behalf as the bond from the people.
People wouldn't object to a 25,000 personal bond. I looked to see if the co-defendant had been arraigned yet, and he has not. On Miss Griffin, given the allegations, we wouldn't object to 25,000 personal.
Response.
Your Honor, we obviously would not object to the personal bond. She's employed. This with the mother. She's a CNA. She goes to Dorsey, and she has no prior criminal history, Judge. So we're asking the court. That's a recommendation fair to the defense as well.
Thank you, Mr. Burgess. And counsel, Mr. Burgess, you've advised your client of her constitutional rights, correct?
That's correct, Your Honor. She's aware and she's standing, obviously staying silent at this time.
Thank you. So Ms. Griffin, I'm unaware of any history, criminal or cases. After advocacy from both parties review the investigator's report, you're going to be released on a $25,000 personal bond. Bearing this felony bond, there is no use of any alcohol, no illegal controlled substance, and you're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapons, no weapons. Ms. Griffin, any questions on your court dates or bond conditions?
No.
Mr. Burgess?
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Have a good day, sir.
You too, Judge.
Thank you.
Tarita Williams.
Thank you, Ms. Williams. Good afternoon. You're here for a couple of reasons, Ms. Williams. We're gonna go through one at a time. First, you have some warrants for your arrest for failing to appear at the 36th District Court. Well, you'll be released on a personal bond, no dollar amount. I'm scheduling a pretrial via Zoom. You must attend February 25th at 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge King. Understood?
Yes.
As with any criminal matter, Ms. Williams, you have a right to remain silent. Anything that you say orally or in writing can and will be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to an attorney when present at questioning and at all future proceedings. If you cannot afford an attorney, the court will appoint you one at the public's expense. Did you hear and understand your rights, Ms. Williams?
Yes.
Thank you. And this is in regards to the following matters. Ticket SP 1025167, September 13th, 2019, count one, no insurance misdemeanor on a 2010 Chevy. Ticket SP 1036987, October 31st of 2019, count one, driver license suspended, repeat offender. Count two, no insurance misdemeanor on a 2010 Chevy. And SP 1042170, November 16th of 2019, allowing an unlicensed driver to drive your 2010 Chevy. These are all misdemeanor allegations that carry up to a $500 fine and or 93 days in jail as a maximum fine and penalty. Recall warrant set aside cases and are not guilty on the open matters. As a reminder, pretrial via Zoom, February 25th, 8:30, Judge King of the 36th District Court. Ms. Williams, state your full name again. You have an additional case.
Tarita Williams.
Thank you. Ms. Williams, this is on case number 240459777, People State of Michigan versus Tarita Williams, also as Tarita Scania Williams, appearances.
Hey, Ragnar, for the people here.
Right, yeah, Williams, Your Honor, where the Williams knew she's been advised of her rights.
Thank you. Court waive formal reading and her plea of not guilty. Ms. Williams, on this matter, I'm scheduling a pretrial date via Zoom. You must attend on February the 3rd at 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Bryant. Understood? Via Zoom.
Yes.
Not guilty, please enter on your behalf. Waive formal reading as the bond from the people.
Oh, yeah, this incident occurred back on June 9th of 2023. So we're asking for a $25,000 personal bond, but this is pretty situation is that the defendant's daughter got sent home from school for 2 incidents of fighting on the last day of school. She drives back up there with the daughter, lets her mingle with her friends, takes the daughter, leaves, but comes immediately back in the parking lot. 4 people get out of her car, including the defendant, to fight the staff of the school. So that's how the incident occurred, and I just think that's a terrible thing to do. So 25,000 personal bond.
Thank you. Response, Mr. Reagan, and does she have any reason to go back up to that school?
No, no, you don't have any reason to go back up there, Ms. Williams, do you?
No.
No reason, Judge, no objection to personal bond.
And that school is on the West Chicago Avenue, is that correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Right. Right, after review of the investigator's report and hearing advocacy from both parties, lack of history, criminal or capious, and being an assaulted allegation, a bond is going to be set as recommended by both parties at a $25,000 personal bond with the following conditions. During this bond, Ms. Williams, there is no use of any alcohol, no illegal controlled substance. You're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon, no weapons, no contact with the complaining witness, Ms. Guy, and that's no contact of any kind, orally in writing through a third party at their place of residency, employment, or through any forms of social media. No contact with the complaining witness. You're not to have any harassing, assaultive, intimidation, threatening contact with any minor child, period. Is that all understood so far?
Yes, sir.
You're not to, thank you, not to go anywhere near the area or premises of the school on West Chicago Avenue in Detroit, and absolutely no contact with the area or premises of the Whitcomb Street in the city of Detroit. And that's no contact of any kind with that area, no contact with the complaining witness, orally in writing through a third party at their place of residency, employment, or through any forms of social media, no contact with the school or the complaining witness. Do you have it, or any minor children, you're not to have any assaultive contact. Do you have any questions on your court date or bond conditions, ma'am?
No, sir.
Anything from the people or defense?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
Nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
Thank you. You're all set, Ms. Williams.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ajane Green.
Okay. Okay, thank you. All right, one moment, please. Thank you, DDC. Appreciate that. Your name one more time, ma'am?
Ajane Green.
Thank you. That's great. And Ms. Green, you're here on file number where you have a warrant for your arrest on case 22044-674, People State of Michigan versus Ajane Charmaine Green, identified in the complaint as defendant 1. Parents for the people.
Lisa Coyle appearing on behalf of the people.
We'll bring it on behalf of Ms. Green. Your Honor, waive the reading, stand mute. She's been advised of the rights, Judge.
Thank you. Court will recall any warrant satisfied capious, waive formal reading, enter a plea of not guilty. On this matter, Ms. Green, I'm scheduling a pretrial via Zoom. You must attend on January 30th, Thursday, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Bryant. Understood?
Yes.
Not guilty presented on your behalf as the bond from the people.
Senator, this is a 2022 retail fraud third. It looks like she posted the bond back in 23. She forfeited one, but then she reposted. That's what I see as the ROH. No objection to a continuation of that
Well,
bond.
now she posted that in 2023, and then she missed another court date, at least one, on
Right.
December 9th of 2024. And Judge Bryant put a 5,000 cash surety GPS tether house arrest bond out.
I did not see that.
I didn't see that either, Judge.
I don't
Well,
see
I had
that.
to-
I don't see that.
Okay,
I'm
well-
looking.
I don't, I apologize. That's on defendant 1. Okay, it's defendant 2. That's probably why you don't see. That's defendant 2. Thank you. All right, so what's your recommendation on Ms.
My
Green?
recommendation is to continue the bond. It looks like she did forfeit one of the bonds and came back and posted. That's how the ROA reads. It is a
Back in
2022.
2023? Do we,
Yeah.
is that even a valid bond? I don't know if that's valid.
And I don't mean to interrupt Ms. Coyle. I have a capious bond, 3/30/23, $10 bond that was capious by Judge Bryant on 3/30/23.
But it looks like
I
on
mean-
5/5/23 that she posted.
I see that APA coil. I'm inclined to give a personal bond. That was almost 2 years ago. She posted that
I have no
bond.
objection
I don't
to
want to
that.
hold her up on some type of bond that could have been forfeited or whatever. So any objection to a
No,
personal?
no, you.
No objection.
Mr. Okay, Ms. Green, it looks like that you missed a number of court dates, but it looks also that you posted a bond in an attempt to come back to court. And I'm not sure if that's valid or not. You can address that. That's a $10 you posted with the next judge. I don't want to hold you up on a bond that may it being posted almost 2 years ago. This is a non-assaultive allegation of retail fraud that took place back in 2022. Unaware of any assaultive convictions. For those reasons, on this matter, Ms. Green, bond will be set at a $5,000 personal bond, and that is without objection from either party. During this bond, there is no use of alcohol, no illegal controlled substance. You're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon, no weapon. And during this bond, Ms. Green, you're not to go back to the area or premises of any Meijer store. Is that understood? No Meijer stores.
Yeah.
Okay, any questions on your court date or bond conditions, ma'am?
No, no questions.
All right, good luck. Show up to court.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, you're gonna be next, Mr. Gillenwater. Just be patient. You're next, sir. Ms. Phillips, good afternoon. You're here on case 240556553. People say Denisha versus Denisha Phillips. Parents for the people.
Lisa Coyle, appearing at the application.
Great, on behalf of the Phillips, waive the reading stand mute, she's been advised of the rights check.
Thank you. Court waive formal reading and a plea of not guilty. Scheduling 2 court dates you must attend. Probable cause via Zoom, January the 28th, 8:30, 36th District Court in front of Judge Jefferson. You have a right to a preliminary examination in person, February 3rd, 8:30, 36th District Court, Judge Jefferson. Understood, Ms. Phillips?
Yes.
Not guilty, plea is entered on your behalf. That's the bond from the people.
Objection to personal, Your Honor.
I'm unaware of any assaultive or history, for those reasons, given the nature of this charge, failing to return rental property took place back in 2023, going on 2 years ago. Bond is going to be set as recommended by both parties at a $10,000 personal bond. During this bond, Ms. Phillips, there is no use of any alcohol, no illegal controlled substance. You're not to purchase or possess a firearm or any dangerous weapon, no weapons. And you're not to go back to the area or premises of any U-Haul business. Stay away from U-Haul businesses during this bond, understood?
Yes.
Do you have any questions, Ms. Phillips, on your court dates or bond conditions, ma'am?
No.
Thank you, you're all set. Good luck. DDC, any males or females you're aware of at 48 hours that cannot wait till the afternoon, till 2:30?
No, that's all I have, Mr. Prepared. Thank you. We'll see you guys this afternoon.
Thank you, Officer Green. Appreciate your assistance as always. See you this afternoon.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you, DDC. Thank you, everybody.
All right. Thank you, APA Douglas. I think we got one more that we want to address. If somebody from the people will stick around. Mr. Reagan, you're ready on Gillenwater? You're on the mute.
I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Okay, Gillenwater, I think
Yes,
this
sir.
is a recall.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Gillenwater, state your full name.
Charles Gillenwater, the second.
This is a recall on case 1505953. People say Denisha versus Charles Gillenwater. Appearances.
Jennifer Douglas for the people.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, Jessica Scheib, I don't know. I don't know if you have different information that I have, but I just wanted the court to know that the APA, the prosecutor, texted me and she said that he's in Judge Edwards right now with his attorney, Don Johnson. So I don't know if I want to proceed this way or hold off on them, whatever the court wants.
What, so that's his defense counsel that texts you, or the prosecutor, I mean?
The prosecutor.
Did they say what Judge Edwards wanted?
She said, I'm in Judge Edwards with Attorney Johnson right now. I said, thank you so much. Let us know what happens. So do you want me to let her?
Yes, I need to know whether, what Judge Edwards wants to do with this case. It's at a remand status, as you know. I mean, I can leave it at remand, or I'll follow Judge Edwards' order.
Okay, give me 1 second.
All right, one moment. Mr. Gilmore, the doctor recalled.
We do Stephanie Dorsey. She was, okay, great. Yeah.
Walk me as I did this.
Okay.
Dorsey, Tina Porter, and, Charles Payne.
So, Mr. Magistrate Shive, if you could let me know what Judge Edwards wants, I'll be inclined to follow. So if you could just give me what he would like to do on the case, please.
Am I muted? Can't answer on the.
Right,
phone
you're muted.
once he's in there.
Oh, I can hear you now. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm texting her now. That's APA Suzette Samuels, and she, it looks like she's trying to text back. I think she can't answer because they're in the courtroom with Judge Edwards trying to figure out how to handle this matter. So as soon as I told her, the court said what, however Judge Edwards wants to handle it.
All right, so you're waiting back on a response? Okay, and then APA Douglas, I know this is kind of, well, are you appearing on this matter, and what do you have, any objection to what Judge Edwards wants to do on this case?
No, Your Honor, I would only have been appearing if we were just putting the same one back in place, or if Judge Edwards was refusing to hear it. But if Judge Edwards is hearing it right now with the counsel, I wouldn't be appearing.
Got you, thank you. Right, so Mr. Gillenwater, just to let you know what's going on, I think you can kind of follow and see. Your bond is currently set at a remand, meaning you have no bond, that you're going to be held in custody until the court date unless another judge says otherwise, and that was for roughly a month till February 19th. As you heard, counsels reached out to the judge, the defense counsel, prosecutors present in their courtroom, Judge Edwards, and I'll follow whatever bond order Judge Edwards orders. This is his case assigned to him, so we're waiting to hear back from the judge assigned. Understood? You understood, Mr. Gillenwater?
Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you for your patience.
Yes, sir.
You're still on mute.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.